Goosebumps, a sudden spike of adrenaline, maybe even a sudden swell of tears. When you hear the distant hum of a lone bagpiper, your physical body has an immediate, visceral reaction. We often associate that sound with deep grief. The pipes are a staple at state funerals and military memorials, providing a solemn acoustic backdrop to our final farewells. For centuries, however, this instrument served as a weapon of war. Pipers led charges through artillery fire and chaotic trenches, using the overwhelming sound to drive soldiers forward into battle. We tend to assume our intense reaction to this music comes entirely from cultural conditioning, the idea that we've been taught to feel sad or patriotic when we hear it. But a deeper, purely physical mechanism may be responsible for this response. The Great Highland Bagpipe functions as an ancient bioacoustic interface, a tool refined over generations to physically hack the human nervous system. To understand this hack, we have to look at how humans normally process music. In the Western tradition, the brain relies on silences, rests, and pauses to break sound up into digestible, comfortable phrases. The bagpipe destroys that role. By compressing an animal skin bag tucked under the arm, the piper operates a continuous mechanical lung. As long as the bag has air, the instrument produces sound, eradicating musical silence. That continuous airflow generates an unrelenting wall of noise, consistently hitting between 95 and 110 decibels. A decibel is a unit used to measure the physical intensity of a sound. At 110 decibels, the volume is comparable to a roaring chainsaw. When you are exposed to that level of volume without a single fraction of a second to rest, your auditory system is placed under a constant, inescapable physical siege. By removing all quiet spaces and sustaining extreme volume, the bagpipe forces the listener out of passive observation and into a state of physical endurance. Beyond the sheer volume, the pipes rely on an invisible mathematical architecture within their sound waves. This animated diagram of a piano keyboard shows a system called a tempered scale. Modern instruments slightly detune their notes so musicians can play in multiple keys, but that compromise creates an inherent, jagged acoustic friction in the sound waves. The bagpipe utilizes just intonation, a tuning system based on the exact mathematical ratios found in natural harmonics. This produces perfectly smooth, locked waveforms. The instrument builds a massive harmonic floor using 3 continuous drones, a bass and 2 tenors, that stack across 3 perfect octaves. Because of those pure mathematical ratios, every note played on the melody chanter locks exactly into the frequencies of those underlying drones, creating an inescapable bubble of tone. This creates an extreme density of harmony. The resulting overtones stack up to 10,000 hertz, pushing the absolute upper physical limits of human hearing. When a set of pipes fully locks into tune, the listener is bombarded by the literal, mathematically pure sound of universal physics. The human body must biologically process this extreme level of mathematical saturation and volume. The intense, low-frequency sound waves of the drones travel straight through the air to physically vibrate the listener's collarbone and chest cavity. These heavy internal vibrations trigger the sympathetic nervous system. This is the biological network responsible for the arousal response, inducing an adrenaline-fueled state of fight or flight. Simultaneously, those piercing high-frequency overtones stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, the network that triggers stress recovery, slowing the heart rate and inducing physical relaxation. This leads to the final biological hack, neural entrainment. Neural entrainment is the process where brainwaves physically synchronize their frequency to an external rhythmic stimulus. Here, brainwaves are forced to match the relentless frequency of the drones. The bagpipe forces human biology into a profound paradox, trapping the listener in overlapping states of intense physical panic and deep physiological peace. This biological paradox explains why a single instrument possesses the power to drive men to war and bring mourners to their knees. Ancient pipers knew nothing of neural entrainment or heart rate variability. They only knew that carving wood and stitching animal skin in this exact way allowed them to speak directly to the human soul. The next time the skirl of the pipes sends a chill down your spine, You are feeling your nervous system physically vibrate to one of the most powerful acoustic engines ever invented.